It's Monday, and that can only mean one thing. That's right, the events have all gone live in Marvel Strike Force, and for once, they have gone live without a hitch, which is great. These events aren't massively free-to-play friendly, and it is a leaderboard event this week. But if you want to know what the best you're going to do free-to-play is, then join me in this video. Right, so first off, we are going to cover the Alliance event, Crimson Storm. This has not changed from last week. We are still playing raid battles. We're still earning the Allied Supply 7 orb fragments from the daily free claim, and we are getting our milestone points from the Chaotic Storm raid nodes. However, the difference between the first 2 weeks of this event and last week and this week is that our known free-to-play total of 619,000, and that is if everyone in your alliance does everything, so collects all the daily free claims, which I found is probably the part that would be easiest to drop. If you have 19 people miss a daily free claim over the course of the 6 days of the event, then you would, or sorry, 20 people miss the daily free claim over the course of those 6 days, then you would have previously missed the end milestone. However, now it doesn't matter whether you have 20 people miss the daily free claim, you still won't get to the very final milestone with the 100,000 X coins on. So to get this 619,000 points, you are going to need to do 11 raid battles per day. That is, each alliance member needs to do that. And you're going to want to go to the web store to collect your daily free claim. And as many of those raid battles as possible needs to be in the Chaotic Storm raids. And that is because that is where those extra points are coming on from, those 175,000 points. And as you'll see, 580,000 is the last milestone we can get to free to play. That is milestone 19. So you can potentially miss 39 daily free claims and still get to milestone 19. I'm not saying that you want to, because those Allied Supply 7 orb fragments are very, very good. The Allied Supply 7 orb is very, very good. But it just sucks a little bit that we can no longer get to a milestone 20. And for those of you who love the math, here is how it goes. You need 1,500 raid battles for the limit. 24 alliance members gives you 63 raid battles per alliance member, which over the 6 days gives you 10.4. But obviously we can't do 10.4 raid battles per day, so 11 is the closest I can get. The Allied Supply 7 orb fragments is still at a very decent 1,000. So you're getting 2 orbs, or 1 orb every 2 days. And the orb is a very, very nice orb. Now, the rest of the stuff is coming from the Chaotic Storm raid nodes. But as you can see here, you top out that over 6 days just on one side by doing very, very minimal. You are topping out the limit of points on the Chaotic Storm raid nodes, so that is not a problem. Monkey business. This event is the main solo event this week. There are only 2 free-to-play inputs. That is battle in raids with the Vigilante team and earn 1 professional primate orb fragment from the basic Fallen Dimension. These are also available in the Omega Fallen Dimension, but you do need the full 5 Vigilantes. There is extra points available for battling in with Hitmonkey in raids at 5, 6, and 7, Silver Sable in raids at 5, 6, and 7 yellow stars, and Daredevil Modern at 5, 6, and 7 yellow stars if you have either bought them or called for them. That dreaded Daredevil Modern Diamond Orb is back this week, and this week you can buy 5 of them and get 75,000 points. I've got our known free-to-play total down as 94,500, and the reason for this is because there is a first-time reward and a timed reward of some primate orb fragments in the end rewards of the Fallen Dimension, but it doesn't show how many of those orb fragments you get from that end. So once I've completed the Fallen Dimension, I will update this and I will leave a link to the spreadsheet down below in the description. But your to-do list to get that 94,500 points is to do at least 2 members of the Vigilantes in raids daily. Very simple. And to clear the Fallen Dimension, and you want to go to the web store to collect your daily free claim. And as per usual, links to the web store will be in the description down below. That 94,500 points will get you all the way down to milestone 14, but will run you shy of the 170,000 X coins on milestone 15. It almost feels like they are tightening the amount of X coins we can get free to play. Again, I might retract that statement if there's enough to get us to that in the standard Fallen Dimension. But at the moment, it is looking like we are only going to get to milestone 14 free to play. So to get this, your raid battles, you need 15 raid battles with your Vigilante team for the limit. There's 7 days on the event. That means 2 Vigilantes per day in a raid battle, getting you 75,000 points. There are 4,000 professional primate orb fragments in the Fallen Dimension, and you can run this twice so far as we know. So that gives you 16,000 points, and your daily free claim is 500 monkey business milestone points. So that is going to give you 3,500 points, giving you that 94,500. And this event, to remind you, is a leaderboard event. There is diamonds for Hitmonkey in this leaderboard, and there is the G20 mutant gear. But again, the only real tiebreaker here for free-to-play players, unless you called for Hitmonkey and so on and so forth, to those 5, 6, and 7 yellow stars, or you've called for the entire Vigilante team and you managed to do one of the Omega nodes, the only tiebreaker here is going to be how early you collect your daily free claim on the final day, which will be Sunday of this event. And there is one more event still ongoing this week, which is Return of the Shadow King. Now, last week I said about not doing this because I thought there was going to be an ISO 8 leaderboard. That turned out to be untrue. It was a pivot to this thingy I'd heard on the grapevine. It was going to be an ISO 8 one, but that turned out to not be true. So the total milestone points for this is 80,000 points. You're going to get those points by earning shadow orb fragments. This is coming from ISO 8 nodes and also from your daily free claim. So you are capable of getting 31,640 fragments in a week if you do the 450 core refreshes per day on ISO 8 energy. Obviously, this was a 2-week event, so that would have given you 63,280 points, or 280 points, which still wouldn't have gotten you to that 80,000. You still would have had to push even with the daily free claims. So this is where I'm sat at the moment, 15,424. I have been spending 400 ISO 8 energy every single day. I've got 3,000 points worth of the shadow orb fragments left to claim, because this does include the daily free claim from today, which would mean that if I wanted to complete this, I would need 15,394 ISO 8 energy. You can see here I have 15.2 thousand ISO 8 energy saved. So what I am currently going to do, and what I suggest you do if you've got this sort of value of ISO 8 energy and this awakened ability means anything to you, I would wait until we see the data mines for next week. If it's an ISO 8 event next week, then maybe save your ISO 8 energy, or keep saving it until there's another leaderboard. But I'm possibly considering dropping my ISO 8 horde to get this awakened ability for Shadow King. I will update you obviously on what I do through the course of the week. And so that's it for this week's events. How did you do last week in the events? Why don't you let me know in the comments down below? What are your plans for this week's events? Again, I'd love you to let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget, if this video has helped you, please consider giving it a like. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more BPG NSF uploads. And until next time, everyone, stay positive.